Tommy Robinson, along with Lawrence Fox, were both kicked out of a British pub establishment known as Hawksmoor. They are a series of restaurants. They're not very big over in the UK. Maybe some of you that are watching that are my UK audience know the kind of restaurant that I'm talking about. And well, ladies and gentlemen, they say that they didn't kick Tommy or Lawrence out of the establishment for their political leanings or whatever they've been associated with. But, ladies and gentlemen, they were kicked out because a staff member felt unsafe. And of course, we've got to definitely follow the staff member that felt unsafe because, well, we've got to protect our staff members, not our actual paying customers, the actual staff members that we are paying to serve such customers, right? And the actual insanity of this is they don't really know the firestorm they've really started for themselves. Hawksmoor, as I've said, is not a very big company. And the problem that they've started for themselves is you go woke, you go broke. They've decided to side with a employee because, well, like I said a moment ago, that employee felt unsafe. Here is what Hawksmoor said. Our focus is always to give the best restaurant experience to the most people possible, except if you have political leanings towards Israel or you're Tommy Robinson or Lawrence Fox. On Thursday, a public figure was asked to leave one of our restaurants because guests and staff felt uncomfortable and had complained. Now, here is what Tommy Robinson said. Full campaign coming soon towards Hawksmoor. If they kick us out, it means they don't want anyone who shares our views eating there. 3 different customers shook my hand and offered support whilst I was there. They would not have kicked out Muslims. They would not have kicked out anyone that is supportive of Palestine. But because Tommy is known for supporting Israel, so is Lawrence Fox. More than that, their political leanings don't side with what Hawksmoor actually align with either. The whole thing is actually really nuts, but they've made their bed and they're going to lie in it. The party left peacefully and politely on request. They weren't doing anything wrong. They weren't being rowdy. It was because their presence made a staff member and customers feel unsafe by them being there. What are they going to do, man? They're going to look at you funny and, oh no, I feel unsafe. They're going to do something. Tommy, Lawrence, and the rest of the men that were there are some of the most peaceful people you'll find, unless you rile them up, unless you antagonize them, right? But they're peaceful. They're not going to go out of their way and attack you, especially not if they're having a meal, man. But yet, oh no, their presence made me feel unsafe. You know what? Grow the hell up. Honestly, this was not about politics or beliefs. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, unless they've started something, why did you kick them out? Oh, my staff member felt unsafe. Why? What was Tommy doing? What was Lawrence doing that made the staff member feel unsafe? We politely asked them to leave. Hawksmoor is not a political organization. You definitely are if you're kicking out a peaceful group of men that are there, that are paying customers, I might add, to just enjoy their time. You are literally a political organization if you're kicking out 2 men, or several men, I should say, that have political leanings towards Israel. You don't like it. I guarantee you would not have kicked out Muslims. You would not have kicked out anyone that supports Palestine. No way. We're a group of restaurants. We want to welcome as many people as possible, unless you're Tommy Robinson or Lawrence Fox, regardless of background or views, to our teams or as our guests, except if you're Tommy Robinson or Lawrence Fox. We're not trying to engage in a public debate. Well, you just started it, mate. You kicked out the wrong 2 people. Let's just say that. The team has had to deal with a huge amount of fallout from this. It's your own damn fault. Should have let them dine there peacefully, but you guys made it political, some of which is quite concerning. We would like to get back to focusing on looking after those people and our guests. Thank you to them and the many of who have been so supportive. Will Beckett, co-founder and CEO of Hawksmoor. Here's what Tommy responded to. So they've basically shut down all the review system on, I think what it is, TripAdvisor. So you can't actually leave a review. Yeah, I wonder why that is. And Tommy goes, I would urge you to make this right, Hawksmoor. Please ask your CEO, Will, to contact me so we can amicably sort this unfair treatment out. People are desperate for me to speak to him on camera about this discrimination. Many people want clarity on your policy. Yeah, well, I want clarity as well. You say you're not a political organization, but yet you openly discriminated against very peaceful patrons. Why did you kick them out for? Why were they asked to leave? If they weren't doing anything wrong, they should have been told, well, they should have been left alone for one. And now you guys have made your own damn bed and you're going to lie in it because of stupidity. Lawrence Fox goes, sometimes the only way they will learn not to discriminate against people is with a boycott. It's not a huge business. It can be brought down very easily. They messed with the wrong people. Tommy also responds and goes, how can you say it's not political when your staff or guest issue could only have been with my political views? I'll be honest, though. I don't believe it. Your staff were great. Other patrons were taking photos with us and shaking our hands. So this version just doesn't stack up. There's a lot more video footage to come out, which blows this statement apart. We're working on the whole story now. So this is only just getting started. You messed with the wrong people. Like when it comes to the truth, you can always rely on Tommy to share the truth. But the most worrying thing to me, if there was a group of Islamic extremists in there, you wouldn't have asked them to leave. If only ever people that are easy to discriminate against, that get discriminated against. And that's got to stop. Everyone's bored of this woke ideology. But either way, restaurants and businesses should not be political. We weren't loud, aggressive, or inappropriate. So this can only be my politics. Not only that, but it wasn't just me you unfairly asked to leave. It was my friends and colleagues too. Will, I've asked for a conversation. Let's talk and address the issues together rather than you putting out nonsense statements and making it worse. And just to be sure, this doesn't have anything to do with the fact your mum writes for the Daily Mail. That is also very interesting. The common voice goes, if we were loud or disruptive, show the footage. You can't because it never happened. This was political, plain and simple. Your version's falling apart. Sorry. More video to come. It's quite interesting because I saw quite a bit of footage from obviously Lawrence and things like that. They were asked to leave. A staff member asked them to leave the restaurant, which is honestly insane. Andrew Gold goes, will restaurants kick her and her friends out like they did to Tommy Robinson? Dawn French. I'll be making another video about her, but she pretty much mocked the slaughter of Jews in a video, which was utterly horrendous. Lawrence Fox, I'll end with this, goes, the CEO of Hawksmoor, Will Beckett, says that he really wants you to embrace who you are. Unless you're Tommy Robinson and Lawrence, don't suckle from the diversity teat. He should apologize unreservedly or we should boycott his business. Well, it looks like they are going to boycott the business. And you know what? I'm not for businesses being shut down or anything like that. But I guess if you are woke and you decide to be unfair, you discriminate against a patron that is a paying customer, it's your own damn fault at the end of the day. It's not called for. Stop being political. Remove it. If someone just wants to eat food, seriously, man, just let them eat food. Why has everything got to be about politics nowadays? It's nuts. Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care. You be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.